Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. How are you doing this week? So, wow, my son is on an all-star football team, and we've been running to tournament games this whole past weekend, and then the weekend coming up, we have more. At the same time, also basketball has started, right? So there's basketball practices that he's got 2-3 times a week with games on the weekend, right? Fortunately, my daughter can drive herself to her swim practices and her choir practices. But yeah, life can get very busy with things we want to do, but it leaves little time for taking care of ourselves and making healthy meals. So today I wanted to give you a few tips for your keto days and a few quick, easy recipes for busy moms. So, understanding that keto days, when I'm talking about them with cycle syncing, is the days in the beginning of your cycle. Those days that it's not as important to have carbs for the creation of your hormones that you need at the end of your cycle. The carbs help at the end of your cycle when, because you're under less stress when you are getting some of these good, healthy, complex carbs, right? So in the beginning of your cycle, it's really good to go ahead and do some keto meals. So my first tip, and this is kind of for everyone, for busy moms, right, is to plan your meals. And I know it sounds daunting, but you can do it and make it easy, especially on the days with practices or games or both, right? Before the week begins, look at your schedule for each night and decide, are you making dinner? Are you having something pre-made? Are you eating out? Right? Think about what you and your family enjoy and kind of find those, in our case, keto-friendly versions of those recipes, and find that balance between what you love and what's good for you and takes care of you and your body. The second tip is to keep it simple. Stick to recipes with fewer ingredients, shorter prep times. You don't need a culinary degree to master keto cooking, right? Even if you're not doing keto cooking, whatever cooking you're doing, you don't have to be a master chef, right? You can make simple meals. The third tip is to stock up on your keto staples, right? This applies, if you're not doing keto as well, because you can stock up on those things that you snack on when you're not doing keto. So the keto staples would be nuts, seeds, the oils that you're using, the low carb condiments, right? When you have these things on hand, it's easier to kind of whip up that keto friendly meal in no time at all, right? Also, those keto snacks, like, cheese, string cheese, or the little balls of cheese, or even, right, pre-packaged options. So right now, I like for some of my snacks, I will use Choc Zero chocolates, and you can also find those on Amazon. But yeah, I tend to like those. There are some keto chocolates that tend to have a lot of erythritol in them, and this has more monk fruit in it, I think, and that's why I think that it agrees with my digestive system better than the other ones. But there are all kinds of different brands out there of all kinds of different, um, you know, very low carb or no carb snacks that are prepackaged. And I'm not saying never use prepackaged. It's always better to have the fresh foods. But if you want something quick and easy like that, then you can look for those prepackaged options. Again, you're just looking at the label and, how many carbs are in it. What are the ingredients? Looking for stuff where you can read and understand what all the ingredients are. The next tip is to batch prep. And yes, this does take a little bit more free time when you want to try some batch cooking, but you can make a big batch of a keto-friendly soup or a stew or a casserole and then freeze portions of it, especially like if you want to use them for lunches during the week or something like that as well. You can then, take out portions and freeze, or you can make 2 meals, right, of the same meal and then freeze one and have one. It's just kind of easier when you have all those ingredients out to make two. And that way you're always going to have a keto meal ready to go when things get busy, when it's the beginning of your cycle, when, keto is a, good option for you. I also use, there are, some things, sometimes with freezing things, there are certain things that it's a little more difficult to freeze. So I use a company called Freeze Easy for meals, so that she's already put these meals together and, has frozen them before, so that she knows that when they unfreeze, it doesn't mess with the flavor or, make it all weird tasting or anything like that. So that's why I use that Freeze Easy, so I can make meals and freeze them for later, right? So the last time I had my butcher box come in, I ended up with a lot of pork chops and pork loins because they had a special on it. And so then I ended up making 12 meals and freezing them, 2 of each kind, right? Because that makes it easier as well when you double up, because you're getting the same ingredients, right? So just another option as well is to find, and there's probably some out there that are, if you just do a search as well, if you don't want to, use a company, but often she'll have a trial set that you can try to do as well, to see if you even like the way that she puts things together. And the final tip is, don't forget veggies, right? They have nutrients, they're good for you, they help you feel full. So, find creative ways to incorporate them into your meals. Zucchini noodles, cauliflower rice, bell peppers, stuffed bell peppers, yummy. Right? Any way that you can take those and put those in, so that you're getting your veggies as well. Okay, so let's dive into 5 quick and yummy keto recipes for busy moms. My first recipe I want to talk about is avocado and bacon stuffed eggs, right? So again, these are keto friendly, right? So it's boil 4 eggs, and then cut the boiled eggs in half, remove the yolks, mash the yolks with avocados. So the suggestion is 2 avocados, and then, cook your bacon. You can probably have that cooking, ahead of time as well, and then crumble that up with some salt, pepper, and maybe some paprika. Stuff that into the egg whites. And then you have a nice filling keto snack. Depending on, how you like to eat, what things you like to eat, that could even be something where you're having that as, your main meal, for the day, depending on where you are in your cycle. The next recipe I want to talk about is a spinach and feta stuffed chicken breast, right? Very simple, right? You have your chicken breast, however many you have. If you're serving 4 people, then you might have 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. You would cut a slit in each chicken breast and then stuff spinach and feta into it. The suggestion for 4 chicken breasts would be to have 2 cups of fresh spinach and a half cup of crumbled feta cheese. So that's like a fourth a cup of spinach going into each chicken breast, and then what is that? An eighth cup of cheese going into each one. Season it with salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and then bake it for 25 to 30 minutes in a 375 oven. And what I like about this is that it only takes a few minutes to put these things together. And then the rest of the time is the baking, right? Then you just add some cauliflower rice or a salad, and then your meal is done, right? So the third quick recipe is a keto-friendly taco salad, right? So you get a pound of ground beef, you get that browning, and you season it with some taco seasoning. Sometimes with taco seasoning, you want to be looking and seeing and making sure it's a keto friendly taco seasoning. A lot of times they'll throw sugar in to some seasoning. So just take a look. And then make it a salad. If you're doing keto, right? You have lettuce, cherry tomatoes, some shredded cheese, some sour cream, some guacamole, right? Just assemble that all together with the seasoned beef. And no taco shells, right? If you're going keto, or have them available for your other family members, or even like corn chips. I tend to make more of a nacho type thing. And it's also good when you have non-keto nights, right? Because then you can have the corn chips or the taco shells. So it's a very quick, easy thing to just brown pound of ground beef, right? It's just something that we often don't think about and remember that, oh yeah, we can do some of these easier things and then kind of spice them up by having the seasoning, having all the other things like the lettuce and the tomatoes and the cheese, right? Sour cream, guacamole, that just kind of adds to it. And all of those you can find, and you can find keto friendly versions. Next is recipe for cauliflower fried rice. So, if you would like, grab a head of cauliflower and then you grate the cauliflower to create your cauliflower rice. The other option that might be faster would be to get some already cauliflower rice packets. A lot of times, though, those have water in them because they're often like frozen. You want to make sure that you're draining that very well, and then maybe even drying that cauliflower rice a little bit if you're going to do this stir fry to make the fried rice. So stir fry the cauliflower rice, throw in some mixed veggies and scrambled eggs. So, like 2 eggs for 1 head of cauliflower, right? Mixed veggies, peas, carrots, bell peppers, maybe broccoli, whatever you have on hand. Season it with soy sauce or some coconut aminos. Coconut aminos can often be a more keto friendly version. And stir fry that together and enjoy. Now, another easy one that leaves the work to the oven is the last recipe, salmon and asparagus foil packets, right? You often don't think, oh, it can be as simple as take the salmon fillets, just kind of season them with some salt and pepper and throw them in a little piece of aluminum foil with some asparagus spears, a couple lemon slices, drizzle some on some olive oil. You can also add some garlic, depending on your taste, right? Fold the foil into a packet and bake it at 375 for 15 to 20 minutes. There you go. A nice, easy meal. You have your protein, you have your veggie, and then you have that seasoning, right? With the salt, the pepper, the garlic, the olive oil, the lemon slices. Okay, there you go. A few quick, easy, delicious meals for busy moms. I want to go back through the 5 tips again, just very quickly. First tip, plan your meals. The next tip, keep it simple, like the recipes I just shared. Very simple recipes, simple ingredients. Third, stock up on your keto staples so that you always have something available, because you can do a meal replacement with those snacks if you need to, if you're on those busy nights. That can work. 4th tip was to batch prep. And also the 5th, don't forget your veggies. I hope that this was helpful. If you remember, the keys to success with a keto diet is finding a routine that works for you and your family. Plan, keep it simple, and don't forget to enjoy the journey to a healthier you. Thanks for joining me today. If you need more help with creating a lifestyle that gives you the wellness you desire, let me know below that you would like to chat and we can hop on a call together. We can talk about cycle syncing your life, your health, your wellness. Until next time, have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.